Okay? Paul's thorn in the flesh was a sickness. False. I got this a lot at Bible school. People write papers on this. Okay, about the thorn in the flesh was a sickness, it was a chronic illness, or it was an eye problem, like all of these things. You guys know the story where Paul went up to heaven, whether it was out of the body or in the body, he does not know. He had these great revelations. So what happened? Here's what Paul said. Because of these revelations, he was caught up to the third heaven in paradise. He was given a thorn in his flesh, which was called a messenger of Satan, to torment him. 3 times Paul pleaded with the Lord to take it away from him, but God said, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." He says, "I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties, for when I am weak, then I am strong." This is probably the main passage that people use to justify when people don't get healed. Say, "Oh, you didn't get healed?" Well, look at Paul. Paul had a thorn in his flesh. Maybe this is your thorn. And maybe you ask God. Well, Paul asked God 3 times to take it away, but God said, "My grace is sufficient for you." Have you guys heard that argument before? Folks, there is nowhere in the Bible where it says that. There is not even a hint to show you that Paul's thorn was a sickness or a chronic illness or an eye problem. Okay, if you look at the background of the Old Testament, this is easy to memorize, Numbers 33:55. It talks about Israel's neighbors. You know what they were called? Thorns in the sides. Thorns in the sides. In Paul's Hebrew mind, when you use the word thorn or thorns in the flesh, it's just an idiomatic expression. It's like this: that guy's a pain in the butt, man. That guy's a pain in the neck. Why? Because what was happening is that he was being harassed. Paul was being harassed and persecuted. Okay, I get that all the time in emails, all the time. They say these annoying things, I just don't even argue with them. I'll say these people are thorns in my sides too. Okay? Or is Joshua 23:13, thorns in your eyes. Ezekiel 28, sharp thorns. These things are not sickness. These are people who are harassing and persecuting Israel. And now in Paul's case, someone's persecuting him while he's preaching the gospel of grace. Okay, because remember, it doesn't say that God gave him this thorn. Who is it from? It's a messenger of Satan, not God. It was an evil personality. Okay, and what was the context of Paul's thorn? Now, if you could talk about sickness right before Paul mentioned that, then maybe you could argue from context. But before chapter 12 is chapter 11. Now, what does chapter 11 say? Here's what Paul said. "I received 40 lashes minus 1. I was beaten with rods. I was pelted with stones. I was shipwrecked. I spent day and night in the open sea. I was in danger from rivers, from bandits. I had no hunger and thirst. I had gone without sleep." He was suffering for the gospel. That's the chapter right before, folks. And you guys know when the Bible was originally written, there was no chapter dividers. Okay, there was no such thing as verses. Okay, it was all together in the Greek. I studied those manuscripts in college. Okay, so if you just notice the context, it's talking about his persecution. Okay, and Paul, that's why if you're suffering for Christ, God will say, "My grace is sufficient for you." Keep preaching the gospel.